But it's been just sort of interesting. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like there's still so much to digest, because this takes, I think, many years of working on to really make sense of any of this energy stuff. I will give you a recommendation. I found a new book about chakras that are really in this, I have it in my bag. It's really more about everything. I mean, about being about the heart center. So it's called the Namaste Effect, expressing universal love through the chakras. And so it's really given me, I think, like a little bit of a different perspective now on this whole journey. When we did the heart chakra, we talked about the heart being this, being considered the center of consciousness. So I think that's just kind of something to keep in mind, and I'm gonna come back into that towards the end. So I'm going to share my PowerPoint, and then let's put it on. Which way does it go? I never did this correctly. Slideshow. There we go. All right. So Crown Chakra, Sahasrara. So we get to this point where the crown chakra is, I keep wanting to use the word open, but what I was reading in this book is that all of our chakras are never really closed, that they're always open. It's just whether or not they're balanced, if they're spinning too quickly or spinning too slowly. So this concept of the chakras being balanced, the Sahasrara chakra being balanced, is when we get to enlightenment, deep happiness, and fulfillment. So just to kind of go backward, the very first session that we did, we talked a lot about the 8 limbs of yoga and, what is yoga. And so this phrase in Sanskrit, chitta vritti nirodha, which I'm sure I'm not pronouncing correctly at all, is it says cessation of mind chatter. So it's really, again, this stillness, this being able to control our mind. So not an emptiness of the mind, but just having control so that every little thing that happens to us doesn't spin us, in one direction or the other, that as things normally do for me, right? Something happens and I'm just like, wait, what? I took my car in for service this morning and I was like, oh, $650? Okay, let me take a breath and digest that. So a lot of times I have, spun a little out of control around that bill of taking my car in for service. So samadhi, enlightenment, that is the final limb of yoga. I'm sorry, I saw Connor's message. Samadhi, enlightenment. So in the 8 limbs of yoga, it's the movement, the breathing, how we live our lives, and the ultimate goal is getting to this place of samadhi, of enlightenment. So again, the crown chakra, this is where all of our yoga practices are working us up into this balanced crown chakra, where we're just finding this state of tranquility, highest consciousness. All right, what's happening here? I'm not clicked in the right spot. There we go. So again, in the beginning, we talked a little bit about this concept of Kundalini energy residing in the tailbone. And so that part of this balancing of the chakras, getting the energy to flow up through our spine, where we're releasing this Kundalini energy, which is said to be like a coiled snake at the base of the spine, so in the tailbone, and then it just starts to sort of unwind, and this energy gets released upward through all the chakras through the spine. And so that concept represents our untapped potential. And again, when that Kundalini energy reaches the crown chakra, we're at that state of enlightenment, bliss, connection. Muladhara was where we began, the root chakra. And so this is this sense of stability, groundedness, security. So how can we be, calm in our minds if we're feeling very unsteady, if we're feeling insecure about, having enough food to eat, a place to live, that kind of thing. All of those things will, disrupt our mind. It will not allow us to have a calm, for most of us, not allow us to have this calm state of mind. And then we move up to the sacral chakra, Svadhisthana chakra, which is all about creativity. So once we have this stability, then we're able to be creative, we're able to move forward in our lives, we're able to let go of what we no longer need, I'm able to adapt and go with the flow. Manipura, the solar plexus chakra, is all about inner strength, self-esteem, self-confidence, courage, and in our daily lives, ambition, without being, egotistical, but just having some kind of goals of moving forward or whatever in our lives. Anahata, the heart chakra. So again, this is this concept of this center of consciousness. And so in this book, The Namaste Effect, she talks about the lower chakras being the earth chakras and the higher chakras being the heaven chakras. So this idea that the heart, it's in the center of our body, it's in the center of the chakras. So there's 3 above and 3 below the heart. And so just this concept of the heart really being the center of our physical and spiritual being. Throat chakra was about understanding, honest, healing communication, self-expression, and inner peace. Third eye was about eye of wisdom. Third eye, clarity, intuition, imagination, and insight. And then we get to Sahasrara. So all of the symbols for the chakras are all lotus, different numbered petal lotuses, and everything in these traditional thinking of the right word, but a lot of yoga, it's super duper complicated, which I don't really particularly think is, I think it's the nature of humans to make things complicated, but I think the purpose of yoga is to make things uncomplicated. So, so I don't get too tapped into all of the symbols and everything. Some people are really into that. It's like, I just like to try to streamline things down, keep it simple. But each chakra is represented by a lotus with a different number of petals. So Sahasrara is the 1,000-petal lotus. One of the books that I have written by an Indian yoga master, it covers the other 6 chakras, but when you finish with that 6th one and it gets to Sahasrara, it says that they won't talk about it in the book because it's something that can't be understood or explained. It can only be experienced. So at first I was like, what? Like, how does that help me? And then I thought, okay, well, that actually, I can understand how could you explain enlightenment? We haven't experienced it. It's this very, ethereal concept. And so some of the other books I have, the truth is they don't really explain much of anything about it either. So the location is the top of the head. Some people refer to the color at the top of the crown chakra as being a violet or a pale violet. So the third eye was indigo. So right, the throat was blue. Third eye was indigo, so it was that purpley blue. So it's always this like the rainbow. It's always like these combinations, primary and secondary colors. So if violet is at the top, blue is at the throat, then that third eye is sort of the combination. It's that violety blue. Other people say the color at the crown is white. that it's the absorption of all colors together, creating, or like in light, that all colors together create white. If you were working with paint, you'd end up with something darker than that. But this concept of white, or some people talk about it being a very pale violet. And I think a lot of that also can be individual experience. So people who are really tuned into these things, they may have different experiences of different colors in different parts of the body. So it's not like, you know, this is an absolute. This is what people have experienced and said they have experienced, but what you experience in meditation, you know, may be something different. The elements, so in a lot, we went through, you know, like the root chakra was earth, and then the sacral chakra was water. The element for the crown chakra, some people say it's nothing, that there's no element that it's related to. Other people talk about it being thought or spirituality. Some people say the seed sound is Om, as was with the third eye. And some people say there's silence. I tend to like the idea of silence at the crown chakra. So when we get into this deeper connection to whatever, you know, the universe, God, the source, however you think of, you know, how we came to be, whatever energy created us, I sort of tend to think of it being a little bit more about silence. And also because I think getting to this state is much more about being in a meditative state, and that there's just kind of silence there. So Sahasrara is said to be the combination. So just like it's the combination of the light to make that white light of all the colors, Sahasrara is said to be the combination of the 6 lower chakras. So when everything else is balanced, then the Sahasrara will also be balanced. And when that is balanced, we have attained enlightenment. So here's my, you know, just my thoughts and sort of going back about, you know, enlightenment, the heart center being the center of consciousness, enlightenment being this, you know, bigger grasp on how we're all connected, how all, you know, people in yoga, it's this conversation about all of us being one, that we're all energy, we all come from the same source, the same place. So my questions then, my thought about enlightenment is that not the state of unconditional love? So if enlightenment is also this state of bliss, of extreme happiness, and where we see, you know, some of these spiritual figures through history who have this just incredible love, that they just radiate with unconditional love. You know, they just seem to be, you know, extremely happy, and they radiate unconditional love. So is that not really what enlightenment is? Is just this state of you know, of extreme unconditional love for everything and everyone. And so if that's the case, should love be the primary focus of all of our yoga practices? So if we're working through yoga to try to get to this place of extreme happiness, this stillness of the fluctuations of the mind, is that not in many ways unconditional love? You know, if we're not getting angry, we're not getting upset, we're just in this state of being able to be, you know, gracious and loving, is that not, you know, a place of stillness in the mind? So it's all just food for thought, right? So all of this is, you know, individual experience. There's no right and no wrong. We're just all working on getting to a better place, a happier place. So since there was no real explanation of Sahasrara, we all just have to try to get there and experience it. All right, I think that's my last slide. So we're going to move into a meditation. I'm going to stop sharing this. And I'm going to share music. Oh, so within the Here we go. Something else is coming in. All right, music. Let me find music. Where are we going here today? I'm gonna find this one. All right, there it is. All right, sorry, my music has been goofy this week. Oh, yeah, it's not working. There we go. All right. All right, so let me know if that's too loud on your end or you can't hear it. Put it in the chat. But if it's okay, no need. So let's take a couple of deep breaths, and we're gonna stretch. Just a little bit of stretching. Just in your chair. I'm assuming most of you are in chairs. We're gonna bring our arms up overhead, shoulders down. And then we're just gonna move our wrists a little bit. So overhead, just wiggling fingers, move your wrists. We're trying to lengthen. So trying to bring the chest bone up towards the ceiling. So you get that tiny little bit of a back bend. You're lengthening up your spine. So in a lot of the yoga physical practice, and a lot of the asana practices, all right, we're gonna bring arms out, we're gonna do a little twist. We're doing this movement of the spine, right? We're stretching the spine up, we're doing forward folds to let our spine stretch out. So we're twisting, either side you wanna go to is fine. We're twisting the spine. And then we're gonna take it to the other side. So twisting to the other side. So we're trying to, again, free this energy through the spine that runs up through all of the chakras. So the crown chakra, come back to center. The crown chakra is going to be right in line with the spine. So if you think about where your neck comes up into the head, then the crown chakra, right? It's like, so it's no longer the spine, but it's above the spine. Let's try to round a little bit. All right, so we're gonna just try to round a little bit, just in your chair. Just try to round your back as you lean forward, hands on your legs. And then we're gonna bring the spine forward. So we lengthen up, we twist it, now we're rounding the spine, and then we're back bending. So pushing the chest and the spine forward, pull your shoulder blades back. Coming on back to center, we're going to try to bend a little bit sideways. So depending on your chair, this one has arms. I could lean onto that one arm, or you can bring your hands up overhead, hang onto the wrist and bend sideways. So now you're trying to bend that spine a little bit sideways. Full breath. And then come on back to center. So again, just either other arm on the arm of your chair, or hang onto the wrist, bending to the side. Breathing. And then we're going to come on back to center, let hands come down. We're going to try to do either a little forward fold or maybe a standing downward facing dog. Let's see, what can you see here? So if you do your chair and put your hands on the seat of the chair, and then you can walk backward so that you can flatten your back out a little bit, letting your head drop down towards your arms, maybe in between your arms. So now you're just getting that back to be a little bit flatter than normal. Getting it to lengthen it out. And then we're going to walk back up. So let's see if we can stretch our legs here. So just again, you can just stay with hands in your chair. And we're going to try to bring, there's the desk. So and then just try to bring one leg out behind you. So just stretch that leg up into the air. Feel your breath. And then we're going gonna change sides. Let that first foot come down. Take your other leg out. Let that foot come on down. Take a breath. And then let's do a seated pigeon. So we're gonna come back to the chair. With your, all right, my feet aren't really touching the floor in this chair, so I'm gonna pretend. But just want to make sure that you're not rolling out. If I sit on the edge, I can bring my foot down. So you're either crossing legs or you're gonna bring ankle onto thigh. And then leaning forward just far enough to get that sensation of stretching the IT band on the hip. And so since all the energy in the body is connected, all right, we're gonna change sides. Right, it's not just the spine, but how does everything else in the body connect with the spine? All right, so opposite leg on top, we're gonna lean forward. Full breath. And then back to center. And then just noticing if that shifted, how you're feeling. So by moving a little bit, we start to release out some stress and tension. And so then we're shifting what's happening in our minds. So it may not be dramatic, or it might be fairly dramatic sometimes. But again, just trying to get that energy shifting in the body. It's going to help shift our minds a little bit. All right, meditation. So just get comfortable. Anything else you need to wiggle around, move your shoulders. All right, I'm going back to a virtual background here. Let's do this one. All right, so we're going to do a little chakra meditation. So we're going to go through all of the chakras again in this meditation. So anything that's not quite comfortable, okay, good. Just let your head move a little bit, drop your chin down. Really good breaths. Feel your body expanding and contracting as you breathe. Let your eyes soften. And so with each breath, let the body soften a little bit more. So again, we're going to do a shorter rotation of consciousness. So a little bit of an abbreviated tour through the body here, so we're not here too long. Let your toes relax on the bottoms of your feet. Relax the tops of your feet and your ankles. The lower legs. Softening with those exhales. Let your knees relax. The upper legs. Hips. And the pelvis. And soften your abdomen. Your lower back. All the muscles around the rib cage. And the muscles along the spine. The whole back. The chest. Shoulder blades. Relax your fingers. Palms of your hands. Backs of your hands, your wrists, lower arms, elbows, Softening with your exhales. Upper arms. Tops of your shoulders. The spine. Neck. The throat. The jaw. Tongue. Lips. Cheeks. Nose. Eyes. Eyebrows. Forehead. Scalp. Softening with each exhale. Staying awake and aware. Breathing. Letting your stress release out with your exhales. And begin to picture the tailbone, Muladhara chakra, residing just above the tailbone. A spinning red orb of energy. Imagine a deep root, a deep red at the root chakra. A sense of stability, security, flowing through your body. Picture the red flowing into the body. The strength and sturdiness of red. Feel yourself strong, powerful, and safe and secure. And feel the weight of your body supported by what you're resting on. And supported by the earth below. And let your mind move upward to Svadhisthana chakra at the sacrum. An orange orb of energy right along the spine, between the hips, feeling the color orange there at the sacrum, and the color orange growing more vibrant, radiating through the body, filling you with the sensations of creative energy. Your life moving in flow. And letting go of what you no longer need, what no longer serves you. Moving forward in life with ease. And feeling the stability of the root chakra and the fluidness of the sacral chakra. And take your mind upward to Manipura chakra, along the spine, between the navel and the heart, at the solar plexus. Imagine there a golden yellow orb like the sun. Golden yellow, growing more vibrant, radiating out into the body. Feel your inner strength, your courage, and your ability to accomplish whatever you set out to do. Feel that you hold the wisdom passed on by generations before you. And stability at the root, fluidness at the sacrum, strength at the solar plexus. And allow your mind to move upward to Anahata, the heart chakra. Imagine there a deep green color. The deep green growing more vibrant with each breath. Green radiating out into the body, filling the space in front of your closed eyes. Feel that you are filled with love and light. Feel unconditional love for yourself. Unconditional love for everyone else. Every being on the planet. Feel unconditional love for this earth that is our home. Unconditional love flowing through you. And allow your mind to move upward to the throat chakra, Vishuddha. Imagine the color blue that resides at the throat. The deep blue growing more vibrant, radiating out into the body. And feel your ability for self-expression, understanding, speaking words that are healing. And allow your mind to move upward to Agnya Chakra, the third eye, in between the brows. Imagine the color indigo, purpley blue, residing at the brow center. Indigo blue, growing more vibrant, radiating out into the body, filling the space in front of your closed eyes. And feel a sense of clarity. And feel that you are deeply connected to your intuition. And allow your mind to move upward to Sahasrara, the Crown Chakra, the energy center at the top of the head. Here there is 1,000-petal lotus. There is pure white light containing every color of the rainbow. the 1,000-petal lotus opening. Pure light energy flowing into mind and body. Pure light filling the space in front of your closed eyes. Quiet peacefulness, connecting you to all the energy of the universe. You feel a sense of freedom, a sense of bliss. Happiness blossoming from every cell of your being. See yourself as pure light and love. Everyone here, pure light and love. All of us radiating light and love. Sending light and love out into the world. Imagine a glow of white light all around the earth. Light and love is our true state. It's how we come into the world. Feel that light and love into the core of who you are. Every night when you dream, you come back to this true self, the self that is light and love. And trying to maintain this sense of light and love as you breathe a little more deeply. Imagine what it would be like if we went through every day connected to that sense of inner light and love. And gently beginning to move again, moving fingers, moving your wrists. Maybe moving your head gently. And observing how you feel. Good. So usually we finish with namaste. So there are many different interpretations and many different explanations for what namaste means. So again, in this book, She says, Namaste. When I am in the place of love and oneness, and you are in the place of love and oneness, we are one. I think she uses that. So again, it's this idea, when I'm in the place of love and oneness, I understand everything. So there, I think all of these interpretations of Namaste, again, kind of come back to this concept of the crown chakra, and that we are all light and love. We all come from the same place. And so just remembering our connection to, again, however you think about it, to the divine, to God, to the universe, to the creator, whatever your, religion or spiritual philosophy is. I think that, most of these concepts are, that we are sort of all connected energetically. So thank you all for being here all year. Namaste.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to, echo that. Thank you all for joining this club, sticking around all year and being attentive and participating in everything. It's been great. I hope that you got as much out of it as